A massive fire is still burning at a Winston-Salem fertilizer plant. Thousands in the area under evacuation orders tonight as fire crews wait for the green light to go in. Our team coverage starts right now.
Covering the Triad and beyond. This is ABC 45 News at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Camilla Rambaldi. Right now, dozens of firefighters are still on standby tonight, waiting until it is safe to move in closer to battle that massive blaze that started last night at the Weaver fertilizer plant in Winston-Salem. To start our team coverage tonight, let's go first to ABC 45's Cassie Sherm with more on the efforts to get everybody out there to safety and the dangers this fire is still posing for the area. Cassie.
That's right, Camilla. That danger is still there right now. Some of the fire officials are telling me they're calling it one of the largest possible explosions for plant fires in U.S. history. And it's actually the amount of ammonium nitrate that's in this fire back behind me here that's causing so much issue and causing it to be very explosive. That's why crews are no longer able to work on the fire, as well as people being able to be in the distance.
Right now we're in a waiting game. It's not worth having firefighters go in, try to put the fire out. Basically, it's at a happy state right now, and we don't want to do anything to change that.
23 hours later, the fertilizer plant fire continues to blaze, with hazmat officials saying there's still the possibility of an explosion.
What the subject matter experts are telling us is you've got about a 36-hour window, and that's going to be sometime tomorrow morning. As it's still burning, we're not to go anywhere near it for 36 hours.
Forcing hundreds of crews to stand by, watching by air and perimeters, and 6,500 neighbors in the 1-mile radius to have to evacuate just in case.
Right now, the 1-mile radius is essentially the worst case scenario.
This is potentially the largest explosion in U.S. history.
Comparing this fire to the deadly 2013 West Texas fertilizer plant fire that ended in an explosion, saying if there was an explosion here at this plant, it could be worse.
Now, West Texas is much more rural than the city of Winston-Salem is, but that fire and resulting explosion killed 15 people and leveled about 150 buildings. The quantity of ammonium nitrate they had on hand was 240 tons. When this fire began last night, we had 600 tons on site. So if that doesn't convey the gravity of this situation and how serious folks need to take it, I don't know how else to verbalize that.
Now, there are some people who have chosen not to evacuate and others going past barricades to get a closer look at the scene, something that officials say isn't worth the risk.
We would ask for the public support in helping us not have to make those difficult decisions about putting firefighters' lives between this incident and folks who have, well, if you'll pardon me being frank, failed to make a good decision.
Now, so far, there's been no reports of any injuries so far, and they are asking people again to stay out of this area because it could possibly explode. They just don't know. It could be combustible. Things can happen. But I was actually in Waco, Texas back in 2013. I was a freshman in college when that explosion happened in West Texas, and I went over there the days after to bring water and stuff, and I have never seen anything like that before, being completely demolished. Buildings, everything just gone, and it felt and smelt like fireworks had gone off, maybe thousands of fireworks. But I was talking to fire officials earlier about this, and they say that could happen here and could possibly not be the case, but we're just fortunate right now that nothing has happened, and they're hoping that it stays that way. But for now, reporting here in Winston-Salem, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you.
Okay, Cassie, thank you. And also mentioning that authorities overnight moved just about over 220 inmates from the Forsyth Correctional Center to the minimum security Alexander Correctional Institution in Taylorsville. This is about a 90-minute drive west of Winston-Salem. This is, again, part of all the evacuation efforts happening right now. And the Weaver fertilizer plant has been in Winston-Salem for more than 80 years. It first opened in 1940, and it's employed hundreds of people since. The company did release a statement which reads in part, quote, "We will continue working with first responders and relevant officials to ensure safety to the community, and we will we will be participant fully into the investigation into the cause of this fire, end quote. Governor Cooper also taking to Twitter, releasing this statement saying, quote, "My office is in communication with NC Emergency Management, Public Safety, and local officials regarding the dangerous fire in Winston-Salem. I appreciate the work of firefighters, and the state will continue to provide any assistance necessary to get this fire under control," end quote. More than 5,000 people within a mile radius of the plant have been evacuated, as Cassie mentioned earlier. Let's now go to ABC 45's Sarah Mastori joining us live from a nearby shelter there. Sarah, what is next for the evacuees?
Camilla, I talked with some evacuees who say they heard nothing but loud bangs last night, and that's when they heard from emergency officials to quickly evacuate, whether it was via social media or through their neighborhood. Now, I'm told 6,000 residents who live within the 1 mile radius of the burning fertilizer plant here are asked to stay out until it's safe to return. And right now, some of them, they're staying at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds, which is not too far from here. And that site has transitioned into a shelter. They've also decided to take refuge into some hotels.
A few minutes later, I heard this tremendous boom. And in my mind, I said that I feel like that might be the fertilizer plant.
Last night, Councilwoman Denise Adams was just one of many residents who were forced to pack up and leave.
Packed up my kids' clothes, got my kids dressed, and tried to find a hotel that we could get into as soon as possible.
Stephanie Armis says she and her children didn't find out about the situation until her neighbor received a phone call from the city.
Panicky for me, but I try to keep it as smooth as I can for them.
The Armis family is now staying at the Best Western Hotel near Haynes Mall, which is now completely full of evacuees and other guests. But right now, she's only thinking about
the house itself, all of our belongings. We also take care of a lot of the neighborhood stray cats.
For those who haven't left, first responders say it's time to do so. The area, they say, is still not safe.
What we have been doing here and will continue to do is we provide a place that's safe, warm, and with food.
The Red Cross, the city, and EMS have opened up the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Education Building as a shelter with cots, blankets, and food for those needing assistance. Already, they've seen up to 28 people. They expect that number to rise.
For those that are in the impacted area, I would recommend that if they are at all in a position to evacuate for safety, that would be wise, and we are here for them.
We're about half a mile from where that fire is located, and knowing the explosives that are there that we found out, it's a little bit unnerving considering the events that happened in West Texas.
Paul Rober says he's optimistic, hoping he can return home when officials say 7 p.m. Wednesday night. That's if the ammonium nitrate doesn't ignite and spark a bigger explosion.
We don't want to lose life. We don't want to lose firefighters. We don't want to lose people that are part of the community. Belongings can be replaced. And we can't replace people, though.
In the meantime, Armis hopes there's better communication in the future, as she says she doesn't have a landline and couldn't receive the city's announcement.
We need to focus on a better system to let people know when things like this are happening.
You can contact the Red Cross if there's anything that can be done for the families or individuals that have evacuated to the education building at the Winston-Salem Fairground. But right now, we ask people to stay away from the site.
Now, Winston-Salem fire officials say residents who live northwest of the burning fertilizer plant should not go outdoors or should not stay inside. They should stay inside, rather, as they could see some kind of haze and even an odor of spent fireworks. Now, while that ammonium nitrate is not necessarily toxic, it could pose as an irritant and could affect those who have respiratory conditions. For now, the evacuation is expected to go well into tomorrow night. Reporting live in Winston-Salem, I'm Sarah Mastori, ABC 45 News.
A lot to keep an eye on there, Sarah. Thank you. And that 1 mile radius of evacuation also includes a school and a lot of homes. ABC 45's Camille Gale has a deeper look into what's inside the radius and why it's important to leave now.
That's right, about 6,500 residents live inside that 1-mile evacuation zone, and the biggest concern is the threat of an explosion due to nearly 600 tons of ammonium nitrate at the plant. But officials say air quality remains a concern as well. Dr. Jill O'Hare, a professor of pulmonology at Wake Forest University, says people with COPD, asthma, other breathing conditions, the elderly, and newborns should stay inside. She mentions that the compounds of sulfur and ammonium nitrate in the air are considered irritants. They're not necessarily harmful, but people should still take precautions like avoiding strenuous activity and wearing masks outside.
I would recommend wearing a mask. I would recommend wearing the highest quality mask that you can get, realizing that cloth masks are not nearly as good as a basic surgical mask, which are not nearly as good as an N95.
Now, the evacuation is voluntary, but during a press conference this afternoon, fire officials strongly encourage that you do, and for at least 48 hours. Evacuees can go to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds if they have nowhere else to go. They also encourage Winston-Salem residents to sign up for the Citizen Notification System. This is also referred to as a reverse 911 system. You'll receive emergency notifications by phone, text, or email. Head to the website on your screen, cityofwsonthealert.com, to sign up. In the studio, Camille Gill, ABC 45 News.
Camille, thank you for that update. And at this hour, the cause of this fire still remains under investigation. And again, no injuries reported, but those evacuations still in order tonight. Let's now turn it over to Jonathan for a check of your forecast right now and the potential for the next weather maker this weekend. Jonathan.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and take a look here at our visible satellite imagery because I think it's pretty impressive. If you look back towards 10 o'clock this morning, you can see the smoke plumes being picked up here. I kind of circled the area near Indiana Avenue, and the smoke plumes were moving from the northeast to the southwest, and then this afternoon they started shifting more towards the west to northwest, and that's because our winds are going to be shifting out there as well. The good news is these winds are fairly light for us, but they have been out of the east and northeast, and then you'll notice here now they're starting to shift a little bit more towards the east to southeast, and it all has to do with our high pressure system to the north. And this is going to be moving offshore, but thankfully it has been bringing very light winds. So as we go through the rest of the evening, winds will be fairly light for us. Waking up tomorrow morning, winds out of the south to southeast, and that'll be keeping the smoke basically away from the main city here for us. And then as we head into Thursday, we start to see the winds picking up a little bit more from the south. This is all part of a cold front headed our way with rain and maybe even more wintry weather for the weekend. I'll explain about that here in a few minutes.
Okay, Jonathan, thank you. Still ahead tonight. It has been almost 2 years since the coronavirus hit the U.S. Between different variants of COVID, along with a series of shots, when is the pandemic going to end? We'll take a closer look when we come back.